Hi there, Kendra Tolbert here. I'm a registered dietitian and yoga teacher, and I specialize in women's health and fertility. And today's video is the sixth and final video in our six-part series, all about what I am doing to prepare my body for the possibility of pregnancy in my 40s. So the things that I've been doing are the things that I coach my one-on-one clients through. These are the things that I help them to take on so that they can increase their chances of conceiving, shorten their time to conception, decrease their risk of pregnancy and postpartum related complications, and just feel better in their bodies now, because this is the life they're living now, and it's not all about what they hope to have in the future. I want them to feel good now. So I've always wanted to share like a coaching session here on the channel, but legally, ethically, that would be the wrong thing to do. So I decided to coach myself and let you in on the behind the scenes of what that looks like. Now, in my one-on-one sessions with clients, the sixth session, depending on how many sessions we're working together, some people it's the 12th session, we do this practice where we go through closure questions. These are questions that I learned in my mind-body coaching training to bring everything to a close and to help people figure out where they go from here. Because just because their work with me is done, maybe not forever, but at least in this moment, doesn't mean that they're done. There may be many things that they still want to do and want to explore. So that is what we are going to walk through together now. I do not remember these questions by heart, no matter how many times I've used them. So you will see me looking down at the questions. You'll also see me looking down at my answers because I journaled them out. So let's get into the first question. Feel free to answer these questions along with me. Maybe you've been doing all of the practices that I've shared in the videos along with me. And if so, this is your closure as well. First question. What did I gain from this experience? What did I learn? I learned a ton of things. So one of the things that I'm most happy that I gained from this experience was a deeper understanding of what it's like for my one-on-one clients. It's really easy to be on the other side. I don't have to go home with people. I won't say it's easy, but I don't have to go home and do the thing that they then have to do for the week or 2 weeks between when we see each other and we see each other again. I hope that made sense, right? Like they have to put in the work over those weeks. And so I had to put in the work in between those sessions. And it feels like I have now a better appreciation for how difficult that can be. And so I applaud all the people who are putting in the work day in and day out, because it's not easy to change behaviors and to be consistent and to fall off and then show yourself grace and get back on track, right? Like those are not easy things to do, but they do it. And so I applaud them for that. I have learned a lot more about what that's like. The other thing that I learned, and I would say maybe remembered, is that I care way too much about what other people think. In the very first video, I talked about how I have a fear of being seen as delusional for wanting this, for thinking that it's a possibility for me. So that has been something that I'm actively working on, because it's not just in the area of conceiving later in life that I battle this like fear of being seen trying for something that's not guaranteed and for something that other people have doubts about my ability to have or to achieve, right? Like it shows up in so many areas of my life. And so that has been something that I have been working through and probably will continue to work through for the rest of my life. Yeah, there was actually a scene in The Accountant 2 that I was like, oof, actually helped me to see that like the feeling I have around being seen as delusional isn't something I made up. Like it's something that's out there in society. So anyway, in the scene, he's doing speed dating, the main character, I don't remember his name. He's at a speed dating event. He's speaking to a woman who's, I think, 45, I could be wrong, and she shares that she still wants to have kids. And he's like, sure, I guess anything's possible. And it was very flippant. It was very like, sure, miracles can happen. Believe whatever you want to believe, but like you're being unrealistic. And everybody in the theater laughed. Except me, because I was offended. Not offended so much for me, but offended for women in general. Like so often when women want something, we're made to feel like we don't have a right to want it or to pursue it. And it's not just in the areas of fertility. But anyhow, it was nice to see it. Not nice to see it, but it definitely left me feeling like, oh, you didn't make this up. This isn't an individual shortcoming. This isn't something that you need to work through because you have this insecurity. Like, the world is saying it to you because it showed up on screen. You didn't write that script, so it came from somewhere. And so realizing like, oh, I have a lot of internalized ideas from society that need to be worked out just because I deserve to be free was something that I gained from this experience. And also just sharing this here in such a public way, right? I'm opening myself up to judgment and criticism. And if it doesn't happen or work, what will people think? And this is what I do for a living. So what will people think if it doesn't work for me? Even though it's worked for tons of my clients, right? So all this like chatter around what other people think of me has come to the surface, and hopefully it's come to the surface so we can clear it out. Second question, what didn't I get that I would have liked to? So for the most part, I did the things I wanted to do. I got out of this experience what I wanted to get out of this experience. What I will say, and this probably goes more so into another question, but I would have liked to have been coached by another person. It would have been really nice to have someone who's not me take a look at things and notice things that I wouldn't notice, because sometimes it's hard to see yourself clearly. So that's something I would have liked, was to actually work with someone else. There are definitely still some things that I have not scheduled. Like, I still haven't done a full physical with my primary care provider. I'm up to date on all of my other sorts of appointments, but that is one that I still need to schedule. So that's pretty much it. Question number 3. What did I bring to the experience? Well, I brought my years of experience doing this with other people. So it does feel like on some level I had some understanding, not a full understanding, of what it's like to do this. I brought my education and training and experience, so I brought those things to the table. I think I also brought a fair amount of open-mindedness, I'd like to believe. I did, and curiosity and introspection. And I think that those are always good things to have when you are trying to change any area of your life. So yeah, those are the things that I brought. Number 4, what's unfinished or still in progress? So unfinished, all the changes that I've made, right? Like, I'm still just in that action phase. I'm not yet in that maintenance phase. These are still new changes. If you go back and watch the videos that I recorded previously in this series, you'll see the changes that I agreed to try, the goals that I set for myself. And so those are still very new. So it's still in progress to make those just a part of my everyday life so that they don't feel like something that's very high lift or something that I have to put a lot of thought into. They're not yet automatic habits for me. Number 5, what's next? So the next thing that I would like to do, actually there are a few next things that I would like to do. One of those things is to work with a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine on my health in general. Yes, actively preparing to conceive, but I honestly think that if you're focusing on other areas of your life and improving those other areas of your life, you don't have to make it so like fertility focused, because you're one integrated whole. If you improve one area of your health, you're improving another, and your fertility is not separate from the rest of your health, from who you are. So I would love to work with a Chinese medicine provider to get myself into tip-top shape. So that is definitely something that's still in the works. That's what's next. The other thing is to take a step back from focusing on fertility. So similar to what I just said about if you're focused on other areas of your life, you're improving the other areas of your life, you're enjoying and living in the other areas of your life, you're improving your fertility. That's what I mean. Like, that's the energy I want to bring into what's next. Like, I don't want to be so like fertility focused. You don't have to zoom in and make it all about getting pregnant to get pregnant. Like you just don't have to. You can live your life fully, and that does improve your chances of conceiving. And your motive doesn't have to be to improve your chances of conceiving. I hope that made sense. So my what's next is like not to be fertility focused, it's to be good life focused. And then the third thing is really leaning into creativity. And so many like wisdom traditions and forms of traditional medicine, there's not a separation between what you create and creativity and your fertility. They're integrated, right? They are one in the same. And so I really want to lean into just creating for the joy of creating, exploring different creative hobbies that I've always wanted to explore. So that's what's next for me. Number 6, how is my own closure history and preference affecting this closure? This one is one I often have to explain to clients because it's worded a little tricky, but all it means is how have things come to an end in the past? And in what ways is that shaping how this is coming to an end? I'm terrible at endings. I tend to leave doors open that should be closed. I tend to avoid ending things that need to end. So yeah, I'm bringing all that to the party. But at the same time, like I'm not walking away from myself. So it's a little different than when I'm working with a client one-on-one and our time together is coming to an end, at least for this phase, right? I definitely have clients who come back once they're pregnant. I have clients who just come back because they like me, a decent human. So yeah, don't really have a full answer for this one because it's a little bit different. And then our final question, what meaningful action or ritual might help me feel more complete with this experience? So for me, my meaningful action to complete this experience is going to be writing a letter to myself. And so I'm going to write a letter to my future self and just explain to her what my hopes and dreams are for her, and let her know how proud I am of her for continuing down whatever path she decided to continue down, and let her know that I look up to her and that I can't wait to meet her, get to her, all that sort of stuff. So that is going to be my closure, my meaningful action to bring this to a close. And posting this video is also a meaningful action to bring all of this to a close. So I would love it if you would let me know in the comment section below the things that you have been doing throughout this series to prepare yourself for pregnancy and for just a full, happy, healthy life, because that's what you deserve. I want to hear it. So go ahead, go down to the description box, not the description box, the comment section, and leave those responses there. And do go down to the description box because you will find resources there and you will find the links to the past videos so that you can catch up on any videos that you might have missed. I definitely recommend it that at the very least you take a look at the last 2 videos. So there was the yoga video and there was stress relief video. So I shared a full yoga sequence, and I shared a stress relief exercise that I think that you'll enjoy. So definitely check those out. All right, I will see you next week. I have quite a few videos set up and ready to go that I hope that you will enjoy over the next month and a half, maybe? Yeah, month and a half or so. All right, enjoy the rest of your week. Be well, and bye for now.